did announcements for that information, but you didn't. You kept giving me an example. Like, giving me examples of what you're saying does not tell me how you are saying what you are saying is true. I'm asking for that how it's true, not another example of what you're saying. Like, it's just a pre-stipulation to what you already said. I don't need that.
Alright, I think we should get this one slightly more rational. Thanks for coming, Jared. Abe, what's your age and what do you think about the prompt what you just heard?
Yeah, I'm 22. I don't think that rights exist. I think that's like a kind of strange way to say it. Say that, like, you know, it can be true that a person has a right, or like some specific right, but I don't really understand what I mean for some like right to exist in some way, like in a platonic realm or something. I'm not really. That seems like super unintuitive.
So you don't think they're like inherent or anything?
I mean, they could be inherent. That wouldn't entail that they exist.
Wait, how can something be inherent and not exist?
Yeah, I mean, like, it could just be true of humans that they just live. Given that some things they have the right to exist, I don't think that the right to exist is like this real thing, right? That doesn't follow me. Well, you're saying that something is trying to make something that says inherent, actually going off the case that you're all just harping it opposite. They're also talking in opposites. You sit here and say, yes, these things are inherent, but then you're saying that they don't make sense, right? That doesn't make any sense. You're talking about inherent, you have to have some sort of metric of observability. I don't know what you're saying, because I don't know the word you're using, because I like to check the word that you're using. Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, that's what you mean. What are we saying by inherent?
Like they belong to the nature.
You saying by inherent?
I said that I don't think they exist. So you don't think that they are inherent?
No, I said that.
That's not what I said. You have a question about it being inherent.
I never said that they were inherent. They always ask me if I think that they are therefore not inherent because they do not.
Yeah.
Okay, and you said yes. Okay, you said yes. You said no. Okay,
I said that does not entail.
No. You said, he said, but you said. Yeah.
I said that.
No, you said that they were inherent, but it does not like entail that they exist. And then Sitch asked you, how can something?
I said that they could be inherent and not exist.
Okay, and I'm negating that, and I'm saying, well, something to be inherent, they would have to have some measurement of yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me, because I don't know where you're saying that. You're saying that that's not the case.
Alright, so, yeah, let's you say, you asked me, is the right inherent? So what you said, so you don't think that rights are inherent. What do you mean? What does it mean for a right to be like inherent?
If it's inherent, you would have it just being a human or being like this entity, right? It's tied to the nature of the being. So do you have rights just by sheer virtue of existing?
It's true that humans have the right to exist, and that the right to exist for like
not even necessarily the right to exist, but do you have rights because you exist?
Check your fire.
Given that you are a human which exists, it could inherently follow from that you have
Yes,
I was just then I was going to say that it wouldn't follow that the right exists. I could say, like, it is true that dogs are a four-legged animal. It doesn't have to be a dog actually in order to make that true. That could just be when I say that dogs
hang on. Yeah, no. Because when we talk about a dog, you have a foundation.
was that we
Is that a fucking question, sir?
I don't know what question you asked. I don't understand why this guy looks burning. I'm trying to be chill with you, dude. I don't know.
You will understand that concepts have foundations, right?
Concepts have foundations. I'm not sure.
It's just like fucking stupid.
Alright, we're
Say that that's not concepts have foundations.
you're based off of something.
It's very straightforward.
Mission's complete. Good work.
What do I mean by foundation? When we're
I don't understand what you mean when you say that concepts
okay,
are
yeah, of course. Just leave. You're just speaking holy.
Maybe host can explain it to me.
No, you can leave. Here's what you can do.
We're just gonna talk to Taurus. I think the last percent. What's your age and what do you think of prompts or what you just heard?
Hello, I'm 22 years old. Rights are socially constructed that we just make up, and they don't exist in material reality. You have a right to what is enforced.
Anybody?
What is the question?
Yeah, you can socially how does it make any sense?
How does what make any sense?
Right? What the fuck else are we talking about?
It's not just saying that. Yeah, we're talking about rights like they don't exist in material reality, that they're just socially constructed.
You're saying that they exist socially, correct?
Yeah, just their concept. Yes.
Yes. So how does it exist as a concept?
Because they're in our mind.
No, that's
They're conceptual.
That's
I'm not saying that they actually exist. I'm saying that they're concepts.
No, I'm saying how do they exist as concepts? Wouldn't you say that concepts have some sort of parameters in terms of understanding?
Well, yeah, I think concepts themselves, they require minds.
But that's not the question that I asked.
Yeah.
Why people just ask fucking stupid, bro? Like, that's not the question that I asked you. I don't know why you're responding to a question that wasn't asked.
Yeah, bro.
Just explain it to me like a.
No, I don't need to explain it to you.
Everybody,
I'm loading.
like 2 minutes of talking to them.
I don't care what you feel. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. That I know how to pay and know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't need to prove it. Problem is that I ask questions to you guys instead of answering the direct fucking question that's asked of you. You sound steal in wrong position when I was trying to in a case
Like it starts clustering like regular attacks.
the wrong tax. At least people are out of the
Let's. Yeah.
Part of the problem, right, is that I asked you a very simple question. Is do you consider talking about outside independently? I know this objectively, and I don't need you to keep repeating that it's my independent. No, the next level is my independent. That wasn't the question I was asking. But again, responding to me that's not supposed to. So I won't care with the conversation now. Well, maybe we might just be dude, it's not stupid. It's that two other guys that I talked to. We don't dude, listen, Mike is being on my face and passing to there, sir. I don't care. You're just slow and you're just rude. Yes, I'm totally lost. Totally.
Anything exists, like you can be atheist and still
I'm not the enemy here.
what? There's a lot of
Friendly
things.
Guardian inbound.
Get it. It does exist.
Dust it out. I'm reloading.
Anything that answers inherent, that's the same process. I'm not going
Took a shot.
I think it actually would exist.
Yeah.
Deliver. Take cover.
I don't have this speaker. What are you talking about?
Aim for the enemy.
Yeah, so here's the there's things
Use
that
your
are not
gun.
good. It still exists.
What?
That's all. I really just want to know what existence.
I don't know if I'm like the best definition ever, but like maybe you guys can still read
You're
it.
obviously not. Don't stop putting it together.
Yeah, it's not.
Tear gas out.
I don't know. Maybe okay. Well, I don't know. Just being a part of reality. How about that? Except that definition.
Yeah, like, you know, it's like rights exist as like empty spots in my mind. But I don't know if I have rights that
Reloading. Using tear
yeah,
gas.
That's they're in your head.
yeah, so God exists, the same thing. You exist, what's that guy who said, I mean,
I forget his name.
What do you mean? What do you mean by
Redeployment zone set.
Hardpoint compromised.
you're still not his lane?
yeah, because my wife is a future.
Enemies inside the perimeter.
It's making some here,
Yeah, unfortunately,
Santa,
it's an Indian physics that got exist. Because
Yeah,
an
so-
Indian police that got exist.
you know, and just ask him to define existence. Like, rich my ass.
They just can't define it.
Using tear gas.
I gave a definition.
You guys are probably gonna be better.
I gave a definition. I asked you if you agreed with it.
It's like the existence concepts.
I gave you a definition of exist. I gave you a definition. I asked you. Being a part of reality, and I can explain what that means. Reality, I would say, is everything that exists in the universe.
That's
Okay, okay. So reality is everything, right, that corresponds to the universe. Sorry.
Sure. Say that. That's the definition.
I mean, it's like far apart from the greater purpose.
Yeah.
Everything that corresponds to the universe exists.
Yeah, I would say yeah. So like the sun,
Contained within the universe.
yeah, it's sufficiently. I'm not saying. I mean, there can obviously be things that transcend the universe that could exist, but it's sufficient.
Yeah, I think I say it's like, I say like Stitch Pro 6 Living Legend. I'm an idiot. You can go have Stitch, but you can Stitch actually exists. Stitch like fucking idiots. Look at it.
All right, enough of the rhetoric, whatever. I gave you a definition, so now just move on to conversation.
Yeah, so Stitch Pro is the human being.
Okay, enough. Alright, enough. Alright. Okay, well, well, this is... This is kind of... This is... Well, hold on. It's like... Wait, I mean, the definition is kind of goofy. It's like... even if the example you gave was like... Okay. Yeah, I know. We're just gonna move on. Well, alright, we're just gonna move on. We're just gonna move on. Yeah, we're just gonna move on with them. Alright. I think I'm gonna probably restart. But yeah. I might come back with a new prompt. Take a little break.
Stitchman, do you remember when you affirmed that which is apparently true, necessarily?
UAV online. Confirming next hardpoint. Stand by. Friendly Guardian inbound. Friendly UAV on station.
Took a shot.
Friendly UAV online. Target area updated. Move to the hardpoint. Mission failed. Return to base.
So it's like, right? If limited children are being hurt by this ideology,
Outside M and painting mural.
Team deathmatch. Eliminate all threats. Don't hold back. We've secured the lead. Friendly UAV online.
This time.
Moving to my mark. Tossing tactical. Tactical out! Closing tactical!
Mission
Enemy
complete.
KIA.
Nice shot.
Changing that! Oh! Check your fire! Enemy marked!
Mosquito.
Aska!
Lost the mine.
Tactical out! Taking fire!
Taking effective threats in the area.
Closing tactical! Tactical out!
Enemy UAV active.
Closing tactical!
Hostile mosquito online.
Loading fresh match! Drop point set!
Covering your six.
Deploy mosquito.
Going subjects!
Secure the field. Mission accomplished.